Hello. In this video I'm going to show hooking up Claude Code to the MIDI Signal Editor. This is an online editor, MIDI editor that you can send MIDI notes to and get MIDI notes back from while working with an LLM. Any LLM that understands remote MCP servers. So it has to have a URL where it's hosted and running, and if that's the case, then any LLM that understands that kind of MCP server can hook up to this MIDI editor. So on the left-hand side, we have a forked copy of Signal. Signal is a really great MIDI editor. It's the GitHub repo is online, and you can check that. This version that I'm running is a forked version of that repo of that project, and it enhances that project with an MCP server and a few other small kind of enhancements. So on the right-hand side, I just have a terminal where we're going to run Claude Code. Now, I'm going to actually make a directory, CD, make sure I'm in my home directory. If I do ls, this is everything in my home directory. If I do pwd, that tells me I am in my home directory. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a folder called Signal, just so that I can kind of know where this stuff is. And then I'm going to actually go into that folder by doing this. And there shouldn't be anything in there, but this is where we'll run our Claude. So we don't really need a bunch of source code for Claude to work with. In order to send to the MIDI editor, it's just going to send MIDI notes. So let's start up our Claude. Yep. Okay, so the model is 4.5 Sonnet. That's fine. We can leave it there, I guess. Let's go ahead and see if the MCP is installed. There's no MCP servers installed. Okay, so we have to take care of that. So I'm going to exit back out of here. And there is one file over here we need. And so this is the one that has, what does it have? Oh, back over here. Let's go to this, and I'll paste this in the URL or in the description below, so you don't have to go and find it. But there's a file in here that just shows the command line for adding MCPs to various LLMs, and I'm looking for the one where we just add it to Claude like that. Yeah, so that's what we got to have. So we have to have this command line right here. And so, like I said, I'll put it in the link for the description. And so you run that, and it goes ahead and installs. So what it's doing is this is the URL for the MCP. This is where it's hosted. And there's two parts to it. There's the MCP part, which is this URL with the /MCP on it. And then there's this base part right here, which is where the user interface is. So we're going to need both of those parts. So let's run Claude again. And let's check on our MCP server. We're looking for one called Signal MCP. And looks like it's connected this time. Let's take a look and see what it does. There's some tools in here. So get piano roll state, gets the state, gets the notes basically back from the piano roll. The send notes. This sends notes, I think, any number of them. So, okay. The delete notes, I think we'll delete specific notes. Yeah. So if you know the name of the note, or you have the identifiers for the note, and then clear notes just clears everything out and makes it blank again, I think. Yeah. And then check connection. Checks to see what the connection, if the connection is valid. And so the connection will be to a session ID over here. And so once the Claude has the session ID, it'll know how to send MIDI notes over there. So one thing you have to do when you start up is get the session ID and say, here is the session ID, and paste it in. And off we go. And so can you give me a chord progression Whoops. Oh, it's saying, yeah, can I check that for you? Yeah, get the piano roll state. There's nothing in there. So give me progression with 4 measures and triads. E minor, maybe. Okay. So did I give it the ID? I can't remember now. Okay, so over here we're set up. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, let's put some stuff in. See if we can hear it. So can you add measures 5 through 9? Or similar chords. Not exactly the same. Yeah, moseying, it is moseying. Here's some more, okay. So that's what it kind of looks like when it sends the MIDI over. Oh, it's going down. Back up. Good. So, can you give me bass, down, also full measure notes down over the bass. So you just like give it kind of smaller steps and it doesn't mess up quite so quickly. If you have it do too much, it seems to get confused. So good. Chords.